Hello, today I'm continuing my renovation of Britechester, and I'm doing that with Pepper's Pub. I previously renovated one of the dorms, the Britechester dorms, and now I'm doing the pub, and I want to slowly rebuild the whole world of Britechester in The Sims 4. So I kept it on the same lot as the original Pepper's Pub, and I think I only used a few packs, like Base Game, Discover University, and Get Together, I think was the other one. So I'm excited to show you what I built. I'm excited for this speed build because I never usually build in Britechester. I only decided to do it for this renovation project that I'm doing because I have 3 Sims who are going to university or just went or are about to go, and so I'm going to be spending a lot of time in Britechester, and I really don't like the builds that came with the pack. I mean, they're okay, but I'd prefer to just like spruce them up a little bit, so that's what I'm doing. I have 3 Sims who are going to be students soon, and that's going to be a long time in Britechester, but I actually really love like playing university with the Sims. I like getting them away from their family and just focusing on one Sim for a while so I can really like get to know them and just figure out what their personality is and kind of decide how I want to take their story for the rest of their little Sim life. And so because this is so much time, I usually have aging off. I usually have aging off anyways in the game, just because it's a lot easier for me to manage my households. I play rotationally, so I think I have about 10-ish Sim families that I'm going back and forth between. LOL. So it takes me a long time. Just to give you perspective on how long my Sim lifespans are, I started playing this sort of legacy. It's not the official legacy challenge that I'm doing. I just call it a legacy because it's like a multi-generational family. I started playing that in, I want to say like September 2019, and now it is October 2021, so 2 years, and I'm on the 4th gen. So that's an average of 6 months per generation. Yeah, I recently checked how many days one of my older Sims has lived. She's an elder now. She was my favorite for so long, and now her daughter's my favorite Sim. But because I play rotationally, I don't spend too much time with them, even though they're like my favorites. You know, I'll switch to somebody else in the family for a while. But that Sim, that elder Sim, is at like 1,000 days lived now. So she's a very long-lived Sim. And plus she has those fitness bonus days. She has like 72. So she's gonna be living for a long time. I think she might outlive one of her kids. It's okay. You know, she's an icon. I really like playing like that because I get to spend time with each Sim and really live out their life how I want them to, and that doesn't always mean making them perfect. Like, there's so much drama in my families, like or there's always like, okay, let's say I have a family and let's say it's four Sims. 3 of them might be like nice and wholesome, and then one of them is just a complete hot mess, just off the rails, and like ruins everyone's lives. But it's usually because of some long built-up backstory that they're like finally letting loose. One of the Sims who just graduated from university, she's a doctor now, and she and her husband had a kid, but she works a lot because she's a doctor, but she's also opening a vet. And then her husband is a DJ, but he also has like part-time jobs and does odd jobs to like supplement the income, since it's kind of hard to make money as a DJ in this game. And that means that the kid is often in a daycare or just kind of by himself. And so I'm having this idea that, well, he's a child now, so I'm having this idea that he is not a loner necessarily. Like, I gave him the hot-headed trait, and he does get into fights with his parents kind of often because he like wishes that he had some attention from them. And another reason that he's kind of in this weird situation is because his mom has a weird relationship with her parents. There's a whole other set of drama going on there. I won't get into it, but I'll spare you the gory details. But she has kind of kept him away from his side of the family, from her side of the family. And then the husband is an NPC. He just, you know, spawned into existence. He doesn't have any family. So this kid is just alone all the time, and his only living family, apart from his parents, he's like not really allowed to see them. So I'm gonna have fun building up his backstory and seeing what he's like as a teen and an adult. I just really like taking the sort of natural drama that occurs between Sims and then building it into some like wild story. Okay, let me talk about the build for a minute and then I have a really wild story for you. So overall with this build, I really just wanted to make it more fun because whenever my Sims go to this pub, they're just kind of bored the whole time. Like they can get a drink and then they can go upstairs and play with the ping pong table, I think is what's in the original. But I just wanted them to have more stuff to do. So I put like, not just the ping pong table, but I put like foosball and darts and stuff like that. So it definitely uses get together. And I put a dance floor upstairs and I think like multiple music playing things, stereos, is that the word? Yeah, multiple of those. And then there's obviously the bar downstairs. There's like a keg in the back if your Sims want to do a little cake stand. I don't know, they're at uni, so they can do that. Yeah, but I really liked the original color scheme of, you know, the EA build, so I decided to keep that, just kind of keep it like this sort of like brown natural looking colors so it blends in more with the buildings around it. And I wanted to put like a lot of posters on the wall and things like that. To be honest, I think the bathroom might be my favorite part of this build because it's like brick sort of, and you can see like sort of like graffiti on the wall that people have painted there, and I really like the lighting in there. The bathroom is my favorite part of this build. But I also really loved using the City Living garage. Okay, so I did use City Living also, so it might be like a 4-pack build. But yeah, I used one of the City Living garage doors behind the bar. I just really like using those garage doors as like accent walls because it has so many different like swatches. Oh, and I used Country Living, also Cottage Living, because of the ivy. I don't think I used too many items from that pack. It might just be the ivy. Okay, it's a 5-pack build. I built this like in August, so it's kind of hard to remember exactly what's there. But yeah, I love bringing my Sims here like once a week usually. You know, your Sims in university don't really have that much time, like free time, especially because I usually have them do 4 classes. I used to do 3 when the pack first came out because I found it really hard to like manage their schedules, but now I've gotten used to it and I can like manage their schedule with 4 classes every semester, so they graduate in 3 semesters. And I usually have them, they don't join clubs. My Sims don't join clubs. It's like really hard to fit those into their schedule, but you know, I never joined clubs in university either because I was busy like working and stuff, so I wanted to, but I just never had time. So, you know, my Sims are also having that no school club atmosphere life. It's kind of sad. But yeah, they usually have one weekday where I take them to the pub, or I'll take them to like, I don't know, like a karaoke bar or something in one of the other worlds. And then on the weekends, I'll have them hang out with their families for a little bit, like they'll get brunch together or something. So my Sims have like 2 days of fun per week in university. It's really hard to maintain like relationships while your Sim is in university. Family is one thing, like I usually have them see each other on weekends, but if my Sim is dating someone in university, it's so hard to like keep up that relationship, like because my Sim will get so busy throughout the week, and then it'll be Friday and I'll be like, crap, they haven't talked to their significant other in like 5 Sim days, which is like a month's in Sim time, and then their relationship bar has dropped a little bit. It's okay, they'll be fine. So now I'm going to tell you about that wild Sim story that I have. So backtracking to Gen 1 of my legacy, Gen 1 wasn't bad. They were the only 2 Sims that I've actually made and cast for this save file. They were just, you know, they were chill. I didn't have them do anything wild. One was like an artist and the other one was like a secret agent or whatever. And then they had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. The girl is my, like, you know, the elderly Sim who was my favorite for so long, and now her daughter is, and she's been alive for like 1,000 Sim days or something. She's immortal. Her older brother was kind of like a playboy, like a bit of a ladies' man in high school, and he didn't go to college because I didn't have Discover You yet. But yes, so he didn't really want to commit, but then one of his high school sweethearts, they started getting closer, and he was like, you know, I'm gonna grow up. I'm gonna try to be a good role model for my little sister because he was not a good role model. This man was the definition of a himbo. Anyway, he decided to propose to his little girlfriend, Harmony. She was actually the daughter of Jasmine and Arun Vita from City Living. They're like an EA. And I saw once she moved into the family that she had the hates children trait. However, she had a little sister back home, and I saw that the parents were elderly and they were gonna die in like a day, so I was like, crap, I gotta get the little sister to move in with us. And so she moved in, but her older sister kind of didn't really like her, you know, kind of just like ignored her. She had like some bad influences, aka I had mods. It got a little crazy. And so the little sister didn't really have the best childhood and teen years, but it's okay. So her big sister started to realize that, and she's like, crap, I've been a terrible influence on my little sister. Like, I want to like do better for her, and also my husband's parents are kind of like low-key pressuring me into having kids. They were like always asking her like about children. There's like an interaction where you can just like ask about children or something, or ask if they want to have kids. And so I like made up that she was sort of feeling this pressure too, and so she had a kid, but you know, she didn't really want a kid. And so she, let's just say I had mods. She dove off the deep end. She died a tragic death. Her little sister saw that, and she decided that her older sister's husband, like the family that she moved in with, weren't good influences because her sister was like fine before she moved out. And so she decided that she kind of just like hates my Sims family. And so the little sister like grows up, moves out, she gets married and stuff, and later on she kind of like sabotages Dario's new relationship with a second wife and like a new kid. And then it ends with her and Dario getting into a fight, and she kills Dario. And then I have her go on the run. It's a whole mess. Anyway. Thanks for listening to my Sims drama. I started keeping track of my Sims on the Plumtree app. It's just a website. It's not like a phone app or anything. And that's been really useful because I'm having trouble remembering like what exactly the stories are. And I need to remember them so that I can like come up with new stories. But anyway, the whole point of that explanation was that like I'll take something small like the hates children trait and then spin it into this whole story for my Sims. So right now I have the kid of the doctor who kind of feels like he's neglected, and he has the hot-headed trait. And I want him to kind of just like, I don't know, I want him to shake some stuff up because it's been quiet in my legacy for a while. I can't really go a whole generation in The Sims without having something absolutely dramatic happening. And it took me so long to actually decide on a family to have as my legacy because I was playing like vanilla and I didn't really know anything about mods because I grew up playing on PlayStation. So when I got Sims 4 was the first time I started using mods, and I kept like making families and then deleting them and just like getting uninvested or whatever until I started using mods. And that's when I decided to stay with this family and just made like really interesting stories for them. Alright, so we're almost done with the build. It's always kind of hard for me to furnish and like decorate the outsides of builds. Like the ivy from the cottage living pack really helps me kind of add something interesting. Overall, I'm really happy with how the build turned out. I am glad to have somewhere for my Sims to actually go and like enjoy their time at university. If you want to download this, it's under Machina Sims on the gallery. I hope you had fun watching this. I'm going to be doing more Britechester renos, and I really hope to fully renovate the town. So I hope you liked the video, and if you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!